All right, thanks, guys. We went a perfect 4-0 yesterday on my Patreon website, coming off another outstanding, perfect day on that site. It's going to put us at 3-0 in our last 3 daily best plays on that site. We're 4-0 in our last 4 daily extra plays, and we are 3-0-1 in our last 4 board member package plays on that site. Guys, we got a lot more work to do. Let's celebrate it. We had a great week, made a lot of money. A lot of folks made some money, but we're not done yet. We got a lot more work to do. But once again, enjoy the win, guys. Coming off a 4-0 day yesterday on my Patreon website. Another perfect day for us. Link for that site is in the description section below. It's an outstanding opportunity for you to gain access to some information that could certainly be valuable to you. We do daily premium sports picks on that site. And we have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages beginning at just $1.99 per month. But guys, enjoy the win. Let's get back to work, man. We got more work to do. We got to get the job done here today. But once again, enjoy the win. 4-0 yesterday in our premium picks on patreon.com/Brock Page. All right, guys, we have an interesting lineup here today in the NBA. We actually have a game being played in France. Vive la France! All right, let's go ahead and get into it. And the teams playing in France today, the Bucks taking on the Hornets, 3 o'clock Eastern tip-off in France. Milwaukee's minus 13.5, no surprises there. Total at 219. We saw a half-point move toward the Bucks and movement downward on the total. Milwaukee opened as the 13-point favorite, up to 13.5. Total opened 219.5, down to 219 even. 68% are leaning Milwaukee, 65% shaded toward the over. And right now, Charlotte is plus 920 on the money line. Now, Charlotte really is just kind of in a bad spot here, traveling across the pond. They've lost their last 7 straight, so really the timing of this trip is just not good. Once again, Charlotte, losers of their last 7 straight. They rank in the bottom 3 in offensive scoring. They're averaging just 103 points per contest. Meanwhile, they're shooting just 43% from the field. Now, the Hornets rank in the bottom 5 in offensive rebounding, bottom 3 in defensive field goal percentage. They're currently in the 12th seed in the Eastern Conference, just 15-30 straight up on the year. And out of their games away from home, they've had 24 games away from home this year. They've been victorious in just 8 of them. All right, Milwaukee on the other side. Really don't need to say much, although I will. They're right in the middle of a 7-game winning streak, 5-2 against the number in those 7 victories. They rank first in scoring, first in offensive rebounding, first in defensive field goal percentage. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 13 rebounds per game, 30 points on average for him, 6 assists. Chris Middleton, 20 points a game, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. And Eric Bledsoe, 15 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists for the Bucks. Milwaukee is 18-4 straight up away from home, 13-9 against the spread in those road games. They're in first place in the Eastern Conference, 7.5 games ahead of Miami for that top spot in the East. Now keep in mind, Robin Lopez is out. Wes Matthews is probable. So keep an eye on, don't keep an eye on Lopez. Robin Lopez, he's out. But Wes Matthews, he's listed as probable, so keep an eye on him. Milwaukee, 5-4 to the over in their last 9. Charlotte, 5-4 to the over in their last 9 themselves. I'm going to lean Bucks minus 13.5 and the over 219 in that game. Next matchup, Grizzlies taking on the Pistons, 7 o'clock Detroit. The Pistons open 1.5 down the -1. Total open 228 up to 229 and a hook. 58% are on Memphis, 54% on the under. Right now, Memphis is plus 103 on the money line. The Grizzlies starting to heat up a little bit. 7-2 straight up in their last 9. 6-3 against the spread in those 9 games. They've had successful point spread covers over the likes of Houston and the Clippers. Memphis, believe it or not, ranks in the top 10 in scoring, top 10 in offensive field goal percentage. Jaren Jackson, 18 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 2 blocks. John Morant, 18 points a game, 7 assists for him. And Dylan Brooks, 16 points a game, 3 rebounds for the Grizzlies. Memphis ranks in the top 10 in offensive field goal percentage on the road, top 10 in offensive three-point percentage on the road as well. Meanwhile, the Pistons on the other side struggling on their home court. Winners of just 9 out of their 22 home games. They also went just 9-13 against the spread in that same category. Griffin and Kennard still out indefinitely. Drummond and Brown listed as questionable. That is huge, especially Drummond, as he is just dominating the league in rebounding. So keep an eye on those guys. Once again, Drummond and Brown are questionable. This Detroit squad ranks in the bottom 3 in offensive rebounding, bottom 5 in defensive field goal percentage. Now, total-wise, Detroit is 70% to the over in their last 10, 15-7 to the over at home. I'm going to lean toward the road dog in this one. Give me Memphis +1 and the over 229.5 in that contest. Next game, Celtics taking on the Magic, 7 o'clock, Orlando. The Magic open 1.5 down to -1. Total open 213 down to 212 and a hook. 67% of the consensus are leaning toward Boston. 69% shaded toward the over. Brown and Tatum are listed as questionable for the Celtics. Cantor is out. We will not see Enes Kanter in tonight's action. But regardless of that, we're still looking at a Boston squad who's 5-2 against the number in their last 7. They have successful point spread covers over the likes of the Lakers, Milwaukee, and the red-hot Memphis Grizzlies. Now, Boston ranks in the top 3 in points allowed, top 10 in defensive rebounding. Kemba Walker's averaging 22 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. Gordon Hayward, 16 points a game, 6 rebounds, 4 assists for him. And Marcus Smart, 12 points a game, 5 assists, and 2 steals for Boston. The Celtics rank in the top 10 in defensive field goal percentage, top 5 in offensive rebounding on the road. They're in second place in the Atlantic Division and just a half game back of Toronto for the division lead. Now, the Magic on the other side, bottom 3 in scoring, bottom 5 in offensive field goal percentage. I've said it all year. And, there are times that I do lean toward Orlando, but when I don't, it's really just related to their lack of offensive production. Once again, bottom 3 in scoring, bottom 5 in offensive field goal percentage. They've lost 3 out of their last 4, and they're averaging just 103 points per contest. Now, the Magic rank in the bottom 10 in defensive rebounding, bottom 10 in three-point percentage at home. They are currently in the 7th seed, so if the season ended today, they would be in, but they would be playing a very tough 2 seed. And I'll tell you this much, Orlando, they are 18 games back of Milwaukee for the Eastern Conference lead, just to give you an idea of the, kind of the separation between Orlando and the top of the conference. Anyway, we're looking at a Magic team who went 4-2 to the under in their last 6. They're also 15-7 to the under on their home court. Meanwhile, Boston 12-8 to the under when traveling. I'm going to lean toward another road dog. Give me Boston +1 and the under 212.5 in that game. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines of personal leans out for Friday's NBA action. Happy Friday to you guys. The weekend is finally here. A much-deserved weekend for you, and it's certainly been a great week for the Brock Page delegation, especially on my website on patreon.com/BrockPage. Guys, we do daily premium sports picks on that website. I run the website. Well, I don't run it. I produce content for the website. I don't run Patreon, but I produce content for Patreon. Guys, we do daily premium sports picks on that site. We went 4-0 yesterday on that site. Perfect day for us yesterday. It's going to put us at 3-0 in our last 3 daily best plays. We're 4-0 in our last 4 daily extra picks. We are 3-0-1 in our last 4 board member package plays. Guys, we have a bunch of different membership tiers and packages that you can subscribe to on that site, beginning at just $1.99 per month. Now, you might be wondering, well, why would I buy a package when you're giving me winners for free here on YouTube? And you're certainly right. It's a great thought. I am giving you free picks here on YouTube. But the problem with that is, if you were going to bet every single game on the board, side and total, like I am giving you here on YouTube, it's not a winning formula for success. And as a matter of fact, you're going to end up losing your money in the long run, because the more games you have in action, the bigger the math becomes against you, the harder the games are to win. The books are way too sharp. They're way too smart. Guys, they're not dummies. Nobody, in the long run, betting every single game beats the books. You just can't do it. So what I do on Patreon is I really make life easy on you. I break it down for you. I focus in on 3 to 4 premium sports picks per day. They're games that I personally have action on. They're high percentage picks. And I'll tell you what, my current Patreon record is a whole lot better than it is throwing darts here on YouTube, handicapping every single game on the board. The reason why I do that, I do want to give you an opinion on every single game. I won't break down a game for 5 minutes and then tell you it's a stay-away game or, oh, no, I'm going to take a pass on this one. I'm not going to do that. I won't waste your time. I'll man up and make a pick on every single game. But, guys, I implore you, please do not bet every single pick that I make here on YouTube, side and total. You're not going to win money in the long run betting the entire shelf. All right, guys. If you want to check out my current record, you can do that for free. It's on my Patreon website. It's on the homepage. Link for that site is in the description section below. With that said and done, we got to get back into some more free lines and personal leans right here on YouTube. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got the Raptors taking on the Knicks. 7:30 Eastern tip-off in Madison Square Garden. The Raptors open as the 7-point favorite, up to -8. Total open 216, up to 216.5. 73% are leaning Toronto, 71% on the over. Right now, the Knicks are plus 285 on the money line. Now, New York has lost 8 out of their last 10. They also went just 6-16 straight up at home this year. They rank in the bottom 3 in scoring, bottom 3 in offensive field goal percentage. The Knicks are currently in the 13th seed right now at just 12-33 overall for the year, and they are 7 games back for that 8th seed in the Eastern Conference. Now, the Knicks rank in the bottom 10 in defensive rebounding, bottom 3 in home scoring. They're averaging just 104 points per contest at Madison Square Garden. Now, the Raptors on the other side, they're right in the middle of a 5-game winning streak where they went 4-1 against the spread in those last 5. They're in first place in the Atlantic Division, 30 wins, 14 losses. They rank in the top 3 in shooting the 3-ball, top 5 in points allowed. Pascal Siakam, 24 points a game, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Kyle Lowry, 20 points a game, 5 rebounds, 8 assists for him. And Freddie VanVleet, 19 points a game, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals for the Raptors. Toronto ranks in the top 3 in defensive field goal percentage, top 5 in road offensive rebounding. Now, the Knicks are 5-0 to the under in their last 5. They're also 15-7 to the under at MSG. I'm going to lean Toronto -8 and the under 216.5 in that game. Next matchup, Kings taking on the Bulls. 8 o'clock, Chicago. The Bulls open as the 2-point favorite at home, up to -2.5. Total open 218, up to 218 and a hook. 63% are leaning Chicago, 69% shaded toward the over. Right now the Kings are plus $120 on the money line. Bagley's doubtful. Holmes still out indefinitely. Sacramento, losers of their last 6 straight. They lost games to the likes of Detroit and Orlando during that stretch. They also failed to cover the point spread in 7 out of their last 9. Sacramento ranks in the bottom 10 in scoring, bottom 3 in offensive rebounding. They're in second to last place in the Western Conference at just 15-29 overall for the year, and they are 5.5 games back of San Antonio for that 8th seed in the conference. Sacramento, bottom 10 in defensive field goal percentage, bottom 3 in road offensive rebounding. They're averaging just 106 points per contest when traveling. The Bulls on the other side, 4-3 straight up in their last 7 themselves. Believe it or not, they rank in the top 10 in points allowed. They're giving up just 107 points per contest, and they're also giving up just 106 points per contest on their home court. Zach LaVine, 25 points a game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Lauri Markkanen, 15 points a game, 7 rebounds for him. Chicago ranks in the top 10 in points allowed at home, top 10 in defending the 3-ball at home. Now, 2 out of their last 3 did get over the number. Meanwhile, Sacramento 6-0 to the over in their last 6 games. I'm going to lean Chicago -2.5 and the over 218 and a hook in that game. Next matchup, Hawks taking on the Thunder. 8 o'clock OKC. Thunder open 10.5 up to -11. Total open 225 down to 224 and a hook. 52% are leaning OKC. 79% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Hawks are plus 515 on the money line. Atlanta's dropped 6 out of their last 9 games. Losses to Detroit, Brooklyn, and Washington during that stretch. Alex Len and Trae Young are listed as questionable for tonight's action. DeAndre Bembry, he is out. And Parker's still out indefinitely for the Hawks as well. Atlanta, they're in last place in the Eastern Conference, just 11-34 overall for the year. They have the second worst record in the NBA. The Hawks rank in the bottom 10 in offensive rebounding, bottom 10 in scoring. They're giving up 121 points per contest when traveling this year. Their opponents are also shooting 48% from the field when Atlanta travels as well. The Hawks rank in the bottom 3 in points allowed on the road, bottom 5 in road defensive rebounding. Now, OKC on the other side, winners of 6 out of their last 9. They also went 70% against the spread in their last 10. They rank the top 10 in offensive field goal percentage, top 10 in home defensive rebounding. Nader and Ferguson are out. Adams is questionable. But regardless, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's averaging 20 points a game, 6 rebounds. Danilo Gallinari, 19 points a game, 6 rebounds for him. And Dennis Schroeder, 19 points a game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists for OKC. The Thunder, they are just 5.5 games back of the division lead in the Northwest Division. Now, 6 out of their last 7 games did get over the number. Meanwhile, Atlanta 4-1 to the over in their last 5. They're also 14-9 to the over when traveling. I'm going to lean OKC minus 11 and the over 224.5 in that contest. Next game, Rockets taking on the T-Wolves, 8 o'clock Minnesota. Houston open as the 5-point favorite, up to minus 5.5. Total open 235.5, down to 235 even. 68% of the consensus are leaning toward Houston, 61% shaded toward the over. And right now, Minnesota's plus $2 on the money line. Pretty good value there. Minnesota is 70% to the over in their last 10. I'm going to lean toward the over 235 in this matchup here. And if you want to know who I'm picking to cover the spread in this game, all you have to do is sign up for my daily best play on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage. It's only going to cost you $1.99 through the rest of the month. Once again, if you want to know who I'm picking in this game, all you have to do is subscribe to my daily best play on patreon.com/BrockPage. Link for that site is in the description section below. All right, next matchup. It is going to be Clippers taking on the Heat, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Miami. The Clippers, they opened up as the 2-point favorite. They moved up to minus 2.5. Total open 222, down to 221. 54% are leaning Miami, 69% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Heat are plus $1.15 on the money line. Now, Dragic, Butler, and Nunn, they're all listed as questionable for Miami. Now, on the Clippers side, Paul George has been ruled out for tonight's action, and Patrick Beverley is doubtful. So you guys are going to have to keep an eye on this game as we approach tip-off. Having said that, Miami has failed to cover the point spread in 2 out of their last 3. They failed to cover against the likes of Washington and San Antonio. They also went just 3-4 against the spread in their last 7, with failures to cover coming against the New York Knicks and Brooklyn. The Clippers, on the other side, they are 6-2 straight up in their last 8. They beat Dallas and the Pelicans during that stretch. The Clippers rank in the top 5 in scoring, top 3 in offensive rebounding. Kawhi Leonard's averaging 27 points a game, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Lou Williams, 20 points a game, 6 assists for him. And Montrezl Harrell, 19 points a game, 7 rebounds for the Clippers. LA ranks in the top 3 in defensive field goal percentage, top 10 in road offensive rebounding. They're currently in the 3rd seed in the Western Conference, and they're just half a game back of the Jazz for that 2nd seed. Now, the Clippers are 60% to the over in their last 10. Miami 7-2 to the over in their last 9. The Heat also went 14-7 to the over on their home court. I'm going to lean Clippers minus 2.5 and the over 221 in that game. Next matchup, Nuggets taking on the Pelicans. 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off in New Orleans. The Pelicans open as the 2.5-point favorite, up to minus 3.5. Total open 230, down to 229 and a hook. 53% are leaning New Orleans, 69% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Nuggets are plus $1.55 on the money line. Now, Millsap and Murray are still out indefinitely for Denver. Plumlee out for about a month, it looks like. Harrison Porter, they are questionable as well. Denver ranks in the bottom 10 in scoring, bottom 10 in shooting the 3-ball. They're just 19-25 against the spread overall for the season. And they rank in the bottom 10 in road offensive rebounding. Now, the Pelicans on the other side, Redick and Hart, they've been upgraded to probable. So it looks like we should see those guys in action. New Orleans is also 80% against the spread in their last 10. Successful covers over the likes of Los Angeles, Memphis, and it looks like Utah twice. Now, the Pelicans rank in the top 10 in scoring, top 10 in shooting the three ball. Zion Williamson, he had 22.7 rebounds, 3 assists in his season debut. Brandon Ingram, 26 points a game, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. And Drew Holiday, 20 points a game, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals for the Pels. New Orleans ranks in the top 5 in home scoring. They're averaging 117 points per contest in that category there. Now here's a stat for you. New Orleans is 12-0 to the over in their last dozen games. I'm going to lean Pelicans minus 3.5 and the over 229.5 in that contest. Next game, Suns taking on the Spurs, 8:30 San Antonio. The Spurs open 3.5 up to minus 4.5. Total open 229 and a hook, down to 228 even. 64% are leaning San Antonio, 68% shaded toward the over. Right now the Suns are plus $1.60 on the money line. Johnson is out, Baines is doubtful, Kaminsky still out indefinitely for the Suns. They rank in the bottom 10 in offensive rebounding, bottom 10 in points allowed. Now defensively, they are giving up 114 points per contest. They're also just 18 and 26 overall for the year. They rank in the bottom 10 in shooting the three ball on the road, bottom 10 in road points allowed. Spurs on the other side, winners of their last 3 straight. They also went 6 and 3 straight up in their last 9. Victories against the likes of Miami, Toronto, Boston, and Milwaukee during that stretch. They rank in the top 10 in scoring, top 5 in shooting the three ball. Now, total-wise, San Antonio 70% to the over in their last 10. They're also 14 and 8 to the over on their home court. I'm going to lean Spurs minus 4.5 and the over 228 in that contest. Next and final matchup for the show, it is going to be Pacers taking on the Warriors, 10:30 Golden State. The Pacers open as the 5-point favorite, up to minus 5.5. Total open 215.5, down to 215 even. 67% are leaning Indiana, 65% shaded toward the over. And right now the Warriors are plus $2 on the money line. Golden State just 10 and 36 overall for the year, worst record in the Western Conference. Meanwhile, Indiana 7 and 2 straight up in their last 9. Top 5 in points allowed on the road. 4 out of Indiana's last 6 did stay under the number. Meanwhile, Golden State 14 and 9 to the under on their home court. I'm going to lean Pacers minus 5.5 and the under 215 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where we went a perfect 4-0 yesterday in our premium picks on that website. Shout out to Gio Lopez, Jay Fernandez, Vernon Williard, Dr. Vidensvig. Shout out to Lionel Kicks, PMC05, Dino Cash, Ronnie Higgins, Pittsburgh Gentleman PA, Ant Ruga, Jay Capo, CP Incorporated, Karen Zaransky, Thibault7996. Shout out to Mad Clown, and last but certainly not least, gotta give a shout out to SoundOff078. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. But most importantly, guys, I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Friday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.